teenager. And then me and Zach, we moved out shortly after I had her, moved out of my mom's house, and found out really how hard it was to live on your own. And month after month, we were continuously struggling, and it was getting bad because I had built up this great savings account from working from the time I was 15 until I was 18. It was great, I thought, and then we moved out, and things happen all the time. Stuff breaks, babies in general, work stuff, whatever. And so my husband was working like maybe 60, 70 hours a week. I was a full-time nursing student, and so I decided I was going to be a nurse because that was going to be the easy way out instead of going to school to be a doctor while I had a baby, and I hated it. Like once I actually got into the whole program and I'm like doing clinicals, I discovered that I absolutely could not be a nurse, and I was just doing it anyways because that's what people told me to do. They said, you go to college, you do this, it's a guaranteed job. If you'll always have a job, everybody always needs nurses. And so I felt torn, but then I kept trying. I was praying every single night, like, can there be something else? Like, can something just come in my path, or can my husband just get this miraculous raise and like we can like live better? Not even being greedy, just like so he can like pay the bills. We had $23 a month after everything was paid for gas, food, diapers, everything. So I was extreme couponing, and everything else was depleting my savings account. So when I found it works, my savings account was almost like dead. It was almost completely out. And so I was in a panic, and I kept seeing it works everywhere. And it was funny because I kept asking God, like, can you give me a sign? Can you give me a sign? And it's like, it works. It's like, can you give me a sign? And it works. And I'm like, what the heck? It's finally, I was like, all right, maybe this is the sign. I don't know. But I got started, and I was slow. I was the slowest starter ever. And I got my 4 loyal customers, my 4th one on my 30th day. And I did not really talk to anybody, honestly. It was my mom, my sister, my grandma, and then some random girl on the 30th day. And then my 2nd month, I decided that I got to an event in the beginning of the month, and it was kind of cool because Pam was there and all the things were like, all the big, ambassadors were there. I was like, this is so cool. I caught the vision. And I was like, okay, if you're out there at 25 and you're making $30,000 a month, like I'm going to do that too, because that sounds great compared to my life right now. So I went home and got to work. I started, watching YouTube videos after YouTube videos after YouTube videos, and just like doing anything and everything I could do to figure out what to do to get to promote. Because at the time, my upline was on the verge of quitting, and then she ended up quitting. I think it was the next month she actually officially quit. And so I started promoting. I enrolled distributors. That's when I enrolled Brittany. Brittany was the 2nd distributor I ever enrolled. And so I kept enrolling distributors. I enrolled 3 that month. And then I got better with customers. I actually enrolled people I didn't know. And then my 3rd month, I was this shy of Ruby, but then the 4th month I went Ruby. And that was powerful for my family because we went, I never thought that I would ever make even $200 a month. So making 500 was I hit the lottery. And at that point, you could, nothing could stop me. And I was just on fire, just continuously enrolling, learning how to do things better, and making, all the wrong decisions to learn to make the right decisions. And so then I went Emerald a month after that. And so I went Ruby my 4th month, Emerald my 5th month, and then I was building to Diamond. And so I went Diamond in my 10th month, Double Diamond my 11th month. And at the time, there was good bonuses there. So I was making, I can't remember having mom brain so bad. I still do not know how much in bonuses I earned my first year. I need to research this and rewrite it down. But I know it was over 50,000. Me and my husband both promoted. It was amazing. And at that time, I was making triple what my husband was making at his full-time job. So that changed everything for us. We were able to actually catch up on bills, pay off debt, and actually afford things like Christmas and all of those kind of expenses that come around. And I actually at that point decided it was that conference. It was February of 16 that I went to my first conference. And at the time I was in Emerald, and that was when I learned, I was telling God, I was listen, I can't do both. I can't do nursing school anymore. So I'm gonna just need you to clarify this for me. And so at one stage, I remember Ashley Sinclair is the one who actually said it, but it was God's telling you that I know somebody's been praying for this, and this is what you're supposed to do. This is where you're meant to be. And it just spoke to me, and I went home and I went psycho, and I went Diamond and then Double Diamond, and I stopped going to nursing school because that was not what I was meant to do. I hated it. It took such a relief off of my shoulders. But then in my second year, we promoted again to Triple Diamond, and we actually moved out of our starter home to our next home. And that was great because my husband was able to stop working. When I was a triple, he was a double. And then after that, a year later, we went presidential diamond and triple diamond on his account, which is amazing. And then we decided that we were going to come to Savannah for my birthday, which is in September. And I fell in love. So we decided, you know what the heck, we're just going to move. So we listed our house and decided to move here, buy our dream home. So we did that. We've been living here since January. We have annual passes to Disney, so we go like 24/7. And I wanted to be closer to Disney as well. So not only do I love Savannah, but I love Disney, so I wanted to be like within like a couple hours versus like 8. So we moved here. We go to Disney all the time. My husband's been home full time since my second year in the business. I had a second kid, and she's almost 1 now, but we've been able to have a second kid, first of all. Second of all, bring my husband home, move into our dream home, buy our dream truck. I actually just bought that in May, I think it was. We went out. I put on my dream board this year that I wanted to buy a new truck. And so I picked out all the things that went along with that. And then I went to the dealership, and I put $40,000 down on our dream truck, and I'm about to pay it off this month. And it was such an exhilarating feeling. I'm just still so pumped about it and driving it in all of its southern glory. But we have been able to do so many things because of this business. And, but the thing that I'm most thankful for is, overall the big things that's most important to me is that I can fuel my family with good food and food that doesn't contain all the bad things like I used to have through coupons. And I'm able to go into the store, and if we need to buy 1 million packs of strawberries, organic strawberries, I can afford it. And if I need to, go and my daughter needs organic baby food, okay, no big deal. I just literally go and do like one of these off of all like the baby pouches and put them all in my cart and not even have to look at it. If it's on sale, how much it costs, I don't care. I like the brand. I'm buying the same brand every single time. Being able to buy diapers and being able to afford things that we never used to be able to afford with my first baby, and being able to throw them a birthday party. And something that's so special, and especially around this time because her birthday party is next weekend, is that I couldn't afford a smash cake for my first daughter's birthday party. And I will never, this is something that's like engraved into my mind, is that like I remember crying over that for hours because I felt like the worst mom in the world. How could I ever not be able to afford a cake for my daughter's first birthday party? My mom actually provided food and cake for her party, which was actually just me and my husband, my baby, my sister, like my dad, and then one of their couple friends came. And so I couldn't even afford food for that. And so I feel like now I'm so excited to be extra as heck with this birthday party, being able to do all the unicorn princess things that my daughter, my 4-year-old going about to be 5, and my baby have birthdays that are just a few days apart. So we're doing a combined party. So they're like designing it. Whatever she wants, we're able to do it. Without this business, like literally none of this would be happening.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing story. So how long have you been in the business, did you say?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. And you had a slow start, right? You said it took you
a
whole month to get your first 4 loyal customers, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think it was that like held you back? Like what was it that made you not talk to those people you didn't know or whatever?
Really, I already feel like, I was already super duper like left in the dark because I had a baby like right out of high school. So all my friends already ditched me, and I was used to that. But I was afraid that it was going to get worse and be like, wow, look at her trying to do this thing, and she's already ruined her life by having a baby. Like I was afraid of judgment.
And was it that event that you said you caught the vision? Was it then when you realized like none of those people pay my bills?
Yeah, it was that, and the fact, it was that month too that my husband actually came home he was at work still, and I checked our bank account at the time, like probably 5 times, 6 times, 10 times, 20 times a day, and I saw that he spent $4 on a slice of pizza, and I wanted to literally throat punch him because I was like, $4? Is that $4? We don't have $4. Why are you wasting $4 when we don't have $4? So, I was very angry at that, and like seeing that, and then I went to the event. And sorry guys, stop. I don't know how to work my MacBook. Let me see, is this thing? Let me turn down the volume. Okay. So and then getting to the event, like I was tired of being upset over $4. Like I wasn't raised like that. So being able to have the money to afford pizza and exist was more important to me than their opinions at that point.
Absolutely. I think it takes something like that for everyone to see or realize, and then they just go for it. Okay, so you've been in for 4 years. You were Ambassador
Mhm.
Diamond. It hasn't always been rainbows and butterflies. I'm sure of it. So the obstacles that you've had, have you had obstacles in your business or maybe personal life that like affected your business? And how did you overcome that? How did you continue to keep going?
Yeah, so I've had quite a few hurdles happen to me in my business. And so I think the first one really was I was really close to my grandfather growing up, and he passed away very like suddenly. And so that wrecked me a lot. And I want to say that was back when I was a double diamond. And so I had that go on and happen. And I decided that instead of being upset and like just completely like shutting the world down, I was going to show him that I was I'm able to do this because he was in sales his whole life. And I looked up to him because of that, because he was able to be so successful. And so I was like, you know what, like I'm going to do this to the max to be able to prove that like I can do it too. And I'm going to be amazing at it. And that powered me through that. And then my next hurdle, I had somebody quit on me, and it was my best friend. I actually met her through the business. She became my best friend, and then she quit on me. And that was really, really, it was a tough pill for me to swallow. No reason really why she quit. She just decided to quit. And that, I was a triple diamond at the time, super pissed me off. And I took I would say about 2 weeks to just mourn it. And now that I think back on it, I'm like, why did I even waste 2 weeks on it? But at the same time, getting through that, if I know personally, I know there's people on here that are in the same position, but where if you are like, if God's telling you like, this isn't the right way over and over a million times, and you're ignoring it because that's what we do, right? And then if he'll go in and remove that person or that thing so that you can focus on the bigger picture in his plan. So he removed her out, and my business exploded after that because my focus was no longer on my BFF. It was on helping so many other people and growing my business and showing other people what can be done. So I started working with those people, and my business, I went from being stuck at triple diamond to presidential diamond and feeling amazing about myself, my business having higher volume than ever. And I think that's so important. Like once I let go of those like negative emotions of like, I can't believe you did this to me, I'm like, I'm literally going to take the next person that actually wants this, not just because I love you as a person, but because you like want this for your family as bad as I want it for mine. And I started working with them. I propelled that energy of like, I'm just fired up into new people, and it fired my team into massive momentum, taking us to presidential diamond. And that was a super hard time. But then I had my baby, and I went into severe postpartum depression, which was by far the hardest thing I've ever had to come out of. And it took me a solid, I would say it was not until we really moved here that I was able to really get it under control. So my baby was about 6 months old when we moved here. And I had to do a lot of self-development and work on myself. So whenever I was feeling, I got severe postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety, and I've never in my life had anxiety before. So it was something that I couldn't understand and I didn't know how to cope with. And what helped me to get out of this, because I know a lot of people suffer from this, was to one, find help, find somebody that would listen to me and teach me how to go about and cope with these things. And once I found help, I got more dedicated to a schedule and getting myself into a routine. And fighting through that. A lot of times when we go through hard things, we just tend to just fall back and just like sulk in that bad thing, when we need to figure out what the deal is, put a plan into action, and fight through it. And after getting through that, this is something that sucks to say, but I never understood when people said that they had anxiety or they had depression. I felt like they were just making it up for attention. And I think like if I wouldn't have went through that, I wouldn't have understood it. So now like once I got it and like somebody was like, this is what you have. Like you have depression and anxiety now. I am like, oh, okay. So this is real. This is what people are talking about. And this sucks. So I chose to fight through it and stop just letting myself sulk and be all sad and stuff, and like figuring out how I can better myself. So self-development, getting help, changing my lifestyle, taking supplements, doing yoga, taking time for me, and choosing to fight back when things get hard. Even still now, I still have my bad days, but I choose like whenever I'm feeling bad, anxious, depressed, I get up and do it anyways, and it makes me feel better than sitting in bed, sitting on the couch and being like, oh my gosh, like I'm so anxious today. My life just sucks. I can't do anything but sit on this couch. I work out. I get up, I take the supplements, I do the things that I need to do, and I feel better because of it. I feel worse when I sit down, and I think that's the biggest lesson I've learned, is to not fall back into the darkness.
Absolutely. And I think it would be so naive to say that all of us aren't going to experience some sort of difficulty, some sort of road bump, some bump in the road that just gets you down. And we all have our bad days. I mean, I have lots of bad days sometimes, but doing it anyways. And my team knows self-development is so, so important in doing that, even when you're feeling good. So you can just be okay when you're not feeling that great, when you actually need it, So I love that so much. Just continuing to push and just working through it instead of sulking, and feeling sorry for yourself. I love that. Okay, so I was stalking your page today, and I saw like your 2-week results just with a few products. Amazing, by the way. But how do you feel that, and I'm sure you've had other results as well, but how do you feel that your personal results, you using the products, you loving the products, how do you think that has helped you go faster?
Okay, so here's something that I'm going to say for the people in the back, okay? I've been skinny my whole life, okay? And so skinny does not equal healthy, and skinny does not equal fit. So I let being skinny control, like, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm already skinny. Like, even though I wasn't confident in my skin, and I think that speaks volumes. Like, yeah, I'm, whatever. But I don't feel like amazing when I get into a bathing suit. So whenever I've used a product, I've used things that didn't require extra effort from me, meaning working out. Because working out, I've been doing it for 16 days consistently today, but I still hate it today as much as I did on day one. So I'm still doing it, but I hate it. But I would take the easy way out. I did hair, skin, and nails, and let me tell y'all, I sell the crap out of hair, skin, and nails because it's amazing. It's bomb. My hair grows so fast and looks amazing when I'm using it. And collagen, same thing. When collagen came out, game changer. I am obsessed with the collagen. My skin glows. My skin's clear. I don't have acne all over my face anymore. Sharing these testimonies, as well as I also used the cleanse. And the cleanse is like, these are all my top things. The cleanse is the best thing ever. I actually lost 6 pounds the first time I ever cleansed, which freaks me out because, again, I'm skinny, right? So how was I going to lose 6 pounds on a cleanse the first time I used it? I don't know. It was mind-blowing, but I got so excited over that, I shared it with everyone. And so after doing those 3 were my top products always, and then the wrap, because it's what drew me into the company, like made me pay attention, saying like, oh, I could get rid of this pooch, which meant a lot to me when I was 18. So anyways, so those things were important, but now here's the most important thing that I could tell you. Being fit and using the products for 2 weeks. I've got amazing before and after 2 weeks. I've been sharing what I'm doing every day on my Instagram feed, right? And so after 2 weeks of posting, I do 1 week update. So every Wednesday I post my update. And yesterday, last night, I posted a poll that was like, and I talked about what I was doing, and I'm like, I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. I posted a poll. I had 52 votes on the poll. I had 11 DMs from people asking me, like, hey, like, what are you doing? Can you help me? And then I had 15 votes on my Facebook poll. On 2 weeks of effort. Like, I don't know how much that is. 15, 11, and 52, like something. It's a big number. I haven't even got to all of them yet, okay? So I want you guys to know that, like, that much can change in 2 weeks.
And when they see that you're using it, that you're loving it, they're going to trust it, right? I mean, do people reach out and they're like, okay, I've been watching you. I saw your results. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. So auto-ship is law, as you know.
Yes.
Okay, so let's take you back to, it's a brand new distributor. Let's say you could be a brand new distributor. Have you opened up your 2.0? It's kind of the same.
I did. I'm so excited about it.
Yes, me too. And it's been so much fun. But as a new distributor, what would you tell yourself? What kind of advice would you give to yourself? Something that could help these new people that are on here tonight.
Okay, so new people, this is what I would do, okay? Because my biggest mistake is being afraid of what people are gonna think. Because if I were to get a job at McDonald's, they would still make fun of me. So guess what? Don't care what people say. And then second thing is go all in and like literally do anything and everything to make it work. If something's not working, watch a different video and try that until you find your specialty and learn how you're gonna do the best version, be the best version of you. And don't hold back. Don't wait on people. If your team isn't moving, enroll new people. Figure that out. But the biggest mistake I did was cling on for too long, try to push people that didn't want to be pushed, and then waiting and just relying, like just not getting the speed. Like I didn't have an upline. I've had to do this all on my own. So figuring that out on my own, I feel like whenever I teach my new people, it's like, you guys get started, find your first customers, get into the 500 club and take off. Like teach people to do the exact same thing. It's so simple, be duplicatable, but like literally success loves speed. So just do all the things, fit it into your schedule, and to be disciplined to say like, I'm not willing to not do these things because I'm not willing to let my business go into the toilet. And I want you to, every time you think about, all right, I'm tired. Number one, we're all tired. Okay. But number two, whenever you feel like you're not doing anything, imagine calling your boss and be like, I'm not coming in tomorrow. It's Friday. I'm tired. See you Monday. What would your boss say, right? You're fired, right? So if you do that in your business and think about every time you're like, I'm tired, I can't do it today, you're fired. You don't want to get fired, right? Even though you're not going to get fired from this, but think about it as if you would. And when you're consistent with it, and I tell my people, if you're consistent and you go hard for 90 days, come back and tell me where you're at in 90 days because I guarantee you're diamond or above. Every one of my people that takes it serious and takes off goes diamond in 90 days.
No, I totally agree. That was my mistake. It took me 14 months to go Ruby because I had one foot in and one foot out because of all those opinions of others and the fear and the worry. And so, yeah, that's great. Great advice. Now, how do you mainly build your business? Is it obviously, I assume social media, but Facebook, Instagram, polls, stories? What is it that helps you build the most?
This is my favorite thing to talk about. Instagram. Okay, Instagram is where it's at. It's where the money's at. I like Facebook a little, but not much. I literally will post maybe 4 or 5 times a week on Facebook. It's not my jam. It used to be my jam until I figured Instagram out and how I could get all the money from Instagram. So here's the thing. I do a lot of attraction marketing, and this is something that I've not always been good at. I was never taught, never knew what it was, but I decided one day that I saw a random video on it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. So I started doing more research, and this is something where, again, everybody needs to understand is that you don't start doing doing it amazing. Okay, my first video, I just talked about this in my live video, on my opportunity thing. I literally was in the dark. I sounded like a complete moron, and it's funny now because it's just like, oh my gosh, that's embarrassing. But I learned, I did the research, I figured it out, I watched all the videos on it, and then I put it into action. So I learned how to do attraction marketing. I started implementing this last year, right before I went presidential, about 2 months before I went pres. And my business started taking off to the point where, you guys, I have people on wait list to sign up as a distributor. I'm literally I only can accept 11 people or 10 people or 15, whatever I feel like doing this month, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm like, you have to wait until I'm ready to handle another person. And they wait. They literally are asking and begging to sign up faster. And I'm like, okay, this is how it works. Okay. So the most important thing that you need to do is have confidence. If you've got that, if you don't got that, do some self-development and do some affirmations because you got to be confident. And then you're going to go into your Instagram. You're going to do Instagram stories every day. Your life depends on it. Okay. Because it does. So you're going to go in, you're going to do Instagram stories every day, and you're going to talk about all things you. So this means for me, I talk about literally everything that I'm doing. So I wake up, I have coffee, or whatever I'm having for breakfast. Because right now I have my routine set for my workout, my life, whatever. I have a routine right now. So I'm sharing that every morning. I have my BFF, then I work out, and then I have my hydrate with my recovery meal, and then I talk about whatever else I've got going on. And I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband's home. I told you guys that. So it's not we have some cool life or we're doing something 24/7. We're not, but I make it look cool because that's what people like to see. So we're stay-at-home parents. So my kids are doing something cool, whatever. I record that. I let that be, a couple slides. I'm sharing what I'm eating, what I'm doing, what what I love. If I'm like trying a new product, I'm like, I don't know if anybody's ever tried this, but I'm gonna try it and I'll let you guys know how it is. And then I'm like, everybody was asking how it was. Oh my gosh, this is how it was. I give a review on anything. Like you guys, how many people on here try new products? Like hair stuff, nail stuff, like makeup, brushes, I don't know, straighteners, whatever. You're trying new stuff all the time. If you're not talking about it, you're literally losing a following because you're not talking about it. So I talk about all the things that I'm doing, and I order like little things that, just like, I don't know, I started getting BoxyCharm just to have something else to talk about. And you guys a lot of people already get BoxyCharm. I'm late to the party, hello. But FabFitFun, I'm also late to the party on that, but I started getting that just for the fact of having something else to try and talk about. And plus it's cool to give a surprise to yourself. But I also try things that are like totally not costing money, like a new recipe or something like, but basically like, I want you guys to imagine this. Tell me if you actually have something that you know, what does the Kardashian, like what do they do on their show? Like what is actually something they talk about? Nothing. It's nothing. What do your kids watch on YouTube? People playing with toys. So nothing, right? Essentially nothing. They're just like, the kids are doing kid things, right? And what do you watch on YouTube, right? People living their life. So if you're not living your life and showing it on Instagram, like you're just throwing thousands of dollars in the trash can. It's so simple for people. And here's another thing. If I'm not on there, like, I don't know, yesterday I probably posted like 15 slides, 20 slides, something like that. And you guys, my views, I only have 8,700 followers. And this is something that's so valuable. I don't need to have 20,000 followers for this to be effective because I already had 2,800 views on my story yesterday and I have 8,700 followers. I maximize my followers. So you don't feel like I only have 2,000 followers or something. Okay, great. So you should be getting 700 views or so, 700, 800 views, and then keep increasing your following. But you have 700, 800 people watching you every day, watching your every move, what you're doing. They're interested in your life. And you know what's really cool is when you get consistent with it, you can swipe up 2 minutes after you posted it and 50 people have already watched it. And you're like, oh, I see everybody who's obsessed with me. Hi, hello. Like everybody. And it's so cool because I started doing this consistently. And then I would open positions for my team. At first, I would maybe get like 2 messages. But then I would be like, oh my gosh, my inbox is blowing up. I'm gonna get back to you guys as soon as I can. And I can't believe how fast these are going. And guess what? The next time I opened it, they did fill a little faster. And then the next time I had so many responses, I'm like, dude, I can't even keep up. But I did it strategically until like I don't do them like every day. I don't do them once a week. I do them like really I like to do it twice a month because that's what I can handle at this point. It's like I open like at the beginning of the month and like mid-month, and then I might do like a one spot at the end of the month just to spice it up. But I never do it on any predictable basis. You don't know when I'm gonna do it, when I'm feeling it. So my followers, like whenever I'm like, hey, I'm about to open spots, because all the people, once people start to line up for you, then you're like, I'm about to open spots. You have to enroll now. Like they're gonna go quick. They enroll then. Now, no problem, no hesitation. We're not going through the BS of blah, 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 no BS. It's like, you're getting started now? Cool, let's do it. Or the spot's not yours anymore. So then they get started, and I'm getting new people on board all the time. But it's something you've got to commit to. It's something that you've got to be there every day. You've got to show up and, be you. Don't feel like you have to be anything. I don't ever have makeup on my face. Like I've been doing like a challenge with myself to just like not wear makeup. So I haven't worn any foundation in like a month, maybe more. And then I've only worn like mascara and I put on like a little eyebrow stuff sometimes. But like everybody sees my ratchet, good morning, like roll out of bed looking like a troll. And post-workout, I'm showing that. I don't care, but I want them to be able to relate to me. So don't feel like you got to be some sort of way to be successful on Instagram, because you don't. Showing your kids, sometimes my kids are in PJs literally all day. Don't care. Show that too. All the things that you do, don't feel like you got to do something different. Be you, and that's what's going to attract people to you and relate to you. But your most important thing is that you're consistent with it. You're showing them the real you, how you're doing things, incorporate your products, incorporate the business into things. But it should be like majority lifestyle with like products and business like intertwined, like strategically in there. But when you first get started, don't expect everybody to flock to you and be like, I'm ready, because that's not how it was for me. Even I was I was a triple at the time. Then went presidential. It took me about 2.5 months of solid, like stepping up my game. Then it got to the point where I'm like, okay, wow, I have a lot of response from this. And I keep doing it and I keep getting better at it because I pay attention to what my like followers like to see. And the more I do that, the more people want to sign up.
Okay, so I'm going to play devil's advocate for a second because I know there are people on here who have full-time jobs and students, and so I want them to hear this. Like, what would you suggest for them to share? Like, if they are, they're not able to be on their phone at their job or whatever, how would you advise them to start doing that?
Okay, so super cool because you can do this too. So before you go to work, okay, and this is something you've got to be disciplined on if you want this to work, you get up before you need to, it's going to take you an hour to get ready, and that's what it's going to take you to do your hair, makeup, get dressed, all the things, whatever. Then you need to wake up an hour and 20 minutes before, so you've got 20 minutes to now make time to do a slide making your keto coffee and talking about the coffee and talking about what, whatever it is that you use in the morning, a product in the morning, talk about that, or do a quick before and after, before looking like a crazy woman, and then after all done up and ready for work or whatever. You need to post before you go to work. I don't care what it is, post before you go to work. In your stories. These stories now are more important than your actual post on a feed on Instagram. I post on my Instagram story, on my Instagram actual feed, profile, whatever, once every day to every other day. So my story is priority. So post before work. If you get a lunch break, you're allowed to post on lunch. Post something at lunch. It could be something simple I'm thinking about ordering this, or if you're scrolling through, you see an ad, you're you all see ads in your thing, you're looking at it ooh. Talk about it, screenshot and oh my gosh, Instagram's killing me with these ads. I'm has anybody ever tried this? Whatever, getting attention, getting some quizzes from Pinterest. You got to be careful with these. Don't post them every day, but occasionally the thing that's this or that, those are cool. Those are fun. You can talk about what you're doing when you get off work. If you're allowed to post on lunch. If you can't, don't worry. You can post when you get off of work. So dinner time, you cook, right? Everybody has to have dinner, so you cook, or you're going to eat out or something. Talk about where you're going. What are you cooking? Challenge yourself to eat in and try new recipes so you have something else to talk about. This is good for not only getting attention, but also good for yourself. So doing new recipes, just sharing little hacks in the kitchen. I have a friend who does she's got a whole bunch of cool kitchen stuff, and she's oh my gosh, check this thing out. It dices your cucumbers in 0.3 seconds, and shows just little mom hacks here and there. And then bedtime routine, your kids. If you don't have kids, don't worry. Talk about anything else that's going on in the house, decorating, anything. But you don't have to post anything at any certain time. There's days where I'll post a little bit in the morning, and then the kids go down, and I'm ooh, something cool's in my brain. Now I got a lot to talk about. So then I'll post 10 slides at the same time. I don't do that every day, but I still do it. And guess what? The result is still there. I'm still getting people to pay attention to me, the same amount of people, the same amount of views. But I'm just doing whatever it comes to you, that's when you post it. But you have more to talk about than you think you do. And you have more time than you think you do, even if you work a full-time job.
And I think it comes down to commitment too, because like you said, you wake up 20 minutes earlier. That's a commitment that you have to make, but it's something that can easily be done, and you can easily do something in the morning with your products, or even, showing them the before and after. I think that's a great idea, before I get ready, after I get ready. That's a great idea. People will laugh at you. People will love the authenticity of it. I love that. So do you do host to host on Instagram at all?
Nope, only Facebook for host to post.
Okay. So you do host to post though on Facebook.
Yes, I host a post on Facebook. Now that I've got my real good results going, I'm not sure that I'm actually going to need host to post this month, because I literally have a ton of people coming. And that's something that's crazy too, because you guys, my polls are usually for products. We all know polls for that are maybe 5 to 10 for me, and each time. And then I got on just Instagram, I got 52 and 11 DMs. So that was the first time I did a poll on it, so I'm excited about that. But really, I think, yeah, absolutely, if I'm not signing 25 to 30 little customers, I'm on host post till I die.
Absolutely. And so your big thing, is it even on Facebook, attraction marketing, just attracting people to want to know who you are and want to view your life?
Oh yeah, everything I do is I make it a big deal, everything. So they never know what I basically, if you look at my profile from afar, you're what does she do? How does she do it? And then it's also whenever I'm I'm about to do something so cool, we go to the zoo, okay? How many people go to the zoo, right? Most of us have kids. Or you're going to go, if you don't have kids, take advantage of that too, because you don't need a babysitter. So you can go do cool stuff, like climb a mountain, go hiking, go to something, go to the pool, like, and enjoy that too. But like, if you do have kids, you can incorporate that and be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're going on an adventure tomorrow. I'm so excited. Any guesses where we're going? And people guess all sorts of crazy stuff. But I'm like, no, we're definitely just going to the zoo. But it is what it is.
I love it. And you just learned that on your own. Obviously it was commitment. Like you said, you got to commit to it. But was there specific training or anything that you listened to about it?
No, I actually do a lot of Google. Whenever I want to learn something, I Google it.
Yeah. No, Google has everything. So that makes sense for sure. Okay. I'll ask one more question, guys. And if you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat and I'll ask her. But okay, last question. Well, give me a couple of books that have like helped you personal development wise.
So honestly, my favorite two books. Oh no, I have favorite three. My favorite three are Girl Wash Your Face and then Girl Stop Apologizing. I'm extremely red. If you guys don't already kind of sense that, but I feel like Girl Wash Your Face and Girl Stop Apologizing are like even as a red. And even though people make fun of me because I'm like not emotional. I swear like I'm not a girl sometimes because of like I don't cry a lot, but like rarely ever. But those books like hit me like hard and they helped me a lot. Even though I read them as I want to say I started reading Girl Wash Your Face as a presidential. So Girl Wash Your Face is a must, especially if you've never read a self-development book. I think it's amazing for new people because it's not something. It's working on yourself and also like teaching you how to do well in business. Girl Stop Apologizing is a sequel. Watch that next. And the next book is by Erwin McManus. I think his name is. Yep. And it's The Last Arrow. This one is like my go-to. So good. Again, self-development. And it also creates vision for you. If you have a hard time with like creating a vision or like actually knowing your why or like what am I meant to do here, you need to read that.
Girl, the two books, Rachel Hollis books, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. And I'm like, she's my girl crush. She's amazing.
So
she's
good.
So real and honest, and she'll just like kick you in the butt when you need it for sure. And I'm a yellow. Like I have some red in me, but I am a yellow for sure. And so a red, a yellow, I mean, those books are amazing. So
yep.
Okay, so Danielle had a question. I'm really not sure what this means. Maybe you do, but she asked, how do you prevent social media overload? Do
you mean like posting too much?
I would think that maybe what she's asking. Danielle, if that's correct, if that's incorrect, let me know. But yeah, how would you answer that?
So I make sure I post things. You never want to overpost with no quality. Content is important. And here's something cool too. Like if you're like, dude, that sounds good for you, but I don't know what content is and I don't know what to post. I encourage you to Google great Instagram content. What's good Instagram content? Like I Google anything. Like if I'm like really lost that day and I'm like, I don't know what to talk about, like just Google Instagram content, good Instagram content. What gets a lot of attention on Instagram, like anything. And you'll see so many ideas. You're like, oh, I do that and that. But I make sure I'm posting quality content. And so I never overload. So like if I post on my Instagram, like my feed, like that, I post like I said, once every day to every other day, never more than that. I will post on my story. I try to aim for around 10 to 15, but sometimes it's 20 and that's okay. But it's not every day where I'm like, whenever you see like, you guys know dots, when people have dots instead of like dashes, that's too much. Guaranteed too much. I don't care what the topic is, dots are too much. Everybody is not clicking through that and they're going to stop watching your feed because they're bored. So you need to create quality content in 10 to 15 slides. Occasionally, if you hit 20, no big deal, but keep yourself looking, like just check in on that. But that's really it, y'all. And if you have good content, people are obsessed with watching. Like don't freak out too much about how many.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Lindsay asked, do you feel you have better outcome having your Instagram public or private and why, or if you switch it, how often?
Okay, I actually do. I'm public. Unless I'm following, then it's private. So I don't follow every day. I follow on sprees. So it's like I'll follow for 3 days. And then like I give them time to follow me back. And then I go public. And then like kind of vice versa. Just so, because I find that people don't follow back if I'm public, like as much. Like some people will, but a lot of people won't. So I will, and I think it's just because they think that I'm just like trying to gain followers or something because I have kind of a lot. But I basically, yeah, I don't care. But when I am public, I utilize all the things like locations, hashtags, everything. But when I'm private, I obviously don't do that because it doesn't do anything. So I guess I switch like twice, I guess once a week, twice a week, however that would work.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Okay, awesome. Well, that's all the questions that they have right now. To leave us off, girl, last thing, what would you say? What is something that you would just tell us? What's on your heart?
Okay, so here's something that has been on my heart actually lately, because I've been doing a lot of one-on-ones with people, and I want to say that no matter what, like where you're at in your business now, whether you're on cloud 9, brand new, everything's great, or maybe you've been in a little bit and you're like, I'm struggling, like I don't even know if I'm gonna make it till next week. I want you to commit to yourself, and I want you to dig within yourself and ask yourself, is there a reason that I'm not where I wanna be yet? Am I actually doing the work to be there? Because a lot of times people are like, I'm just not getting potentials. I'm not getting customers. I'm not getting distributors. And then I'm going to see their page and it's like, you've posted once in the past week. And like, then you're not doing anything face to face either. Like, obviously this is why it's not working. Nobody even trusts you because you're not doing anything. So I want you to dig within yourself and say, am I actually doing the things? If I'm not doing the things, I can't blame anybody but myself. And so then I want you to work on yourself and say, I'm committing to myself and to my family or whatever you're doing, whoever you're doing this for, or whatever you're doing it for. I'm going to commit to myself for the next 90 days. I'm going to do everything that I say I'm going to do, and I'm not going to let myself out of it. Just like with me and my workouts, like literally not even day one, I said I was going to do it and I almost didn't do it, but I started, and it was definitely the hardest thing ever because like I said, working out to me it sucks so bad. Like I hate it. But I've been doing it every day. I haven't had any skips. I've had my rest days, but like when it's workout time, it's workout time. And I show up for myself. Even when I don't feel like it, I get out of the way. And the best way for me to do that is in the morning. So you need to find something that works for you. If you work, wake up earlier and get it done in the morning. So when you come home and you're already tired, you don't feel like, oh, I still have this on my plate. We all know what that's like. You have it on your plate all day and you keep pushing it back. Oh, bedtime. Now I'm going to bed and I'm ignoring it. So you're going to do it in the morning. You're going to commit to yourself for 90 days. And I want you to just go back and say, okay, in 90 days, now I'm a diamond leader because I took it serious. I committed and I disciplined myself. Because there's never going to be a time in your business where every day you wake up pumped and ready to go. You feel amazing. You're going to message everyone. You're increasing your following today. You're following up. Everything. You're just doing, you woke up excited to do it every day. No, that's not how this works. You get to ambassador by having discipline, by knowing what you're going to do, by doing it every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when your kids are being turds, even when everything bad is happening, even when you feel defeated, when people quit on you, when everything is going opposite for you, you keep going upwards because the blessings are coming your way. But a lot of times what happens is people stop going up the hill when they're just about at the mountaintop. And then they lose all the benefits that they just work so hard for getting up to that mountaintop. So don't give up on yourself. Actually dig deep and commit, because once you commit, you guys, I've seen so many things happen to people in my organization where they never did anything when they start showing up and then they go diamond. And then watching somebody have that reward of like, wow, I did it. Getting to diamond is a life-changing rank. It's something that so many people don't believe that they can ever hit. And then somebody who actually comes in and does it or has been in for years and then hits it, that's powerful. And I think it's amazing to be able to be a part of that. So I want you to remember that. Remember me telling you right now, dig deep and do it. Because tomorrow when you wake up, you probably feel motivated. But then Saturday's coming. Guess what? It's the weekend. Everyone's off. I'm hanging out with fam. I'm doing things. Business goes on the back burner. But not this Saturday. Remember now, I'm telling you, you're already going to feel like this on Saturday and on Sunday and then Monday. And then Tuesday's going to be a doozy. And then Wednesday, it's wearing off. And Thursday, it's even worse. So if you're not disciplined, make your list tonight and like every day I'm doing these things. Make a little checklist. Every day I'm doing the things. These are the things I'm doing. And check them off throughout your day. Get it done before you go to work. Get it done before the kids wake up. Get it done during nap time, even though all you want to do is binge watch The Bachelorette or whatever the heck the show is. I don't watch that. But a lot of people do. If you watch stuff like that, say, I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to watch The Bachelorette. And guess what? When you start doing things like that, you get faster. I'm just letting y'all know a little hint.
Oh my gosh. Well said, girl. Way to leave it with a bang. Awesome. And just to add on to that though, too, I think when you have quitting on the table, you don't have your why strong enough. And so if you don't know why you're doing this and it's something that can just keep you going no matter how hard it gets, I think that's the first thing. You need to figure out why you're doing this and what it's going to take for you to just never quit. So thank you, Katie. You're amazing. Congrats on Ambassador. I know it's been a few months, but it's an amazing thing. You're awesome. I really appreciate it. I know the team is just, I keep getting texts like crazy. So thank you again. I do have it recorded, guys. I will post it, but I will see you guys later. Thanks again.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.